Okay, we're streaming.
All right, and then it stopped bleeding. It was awesome. Oh wait, are we live?
We are. We're live.
Oh, okay.
I gotta turn down the
Forget
volume.
what I was talking about. If you could do that.
Yeah. And you can pop out your chats right now. Yeah, you guys look good.
Mark, that's like one of my stories. And then it stopped bleeding.
I'm gonna have to turn the volume off on my phone.
Job.
I'm getting sext messages during the phone. During the phone.
There's no. What?
I haven't shaved in like 4 days.
I know. I can see a sheen on you.
It's like it's this weird sort of porn stash coming in right now. I'm working on my porn stash.
I need to trim back.
Steve looks younger than all of us, and he's way older than all of us.
Give me a break.
You sure?
I'm in my 30s. Jesus.
Right. Are you really still? No.
Oh yeah, I'm 39, man. I'm 39.
Gee, I just turned 49 and it sucks.
Oh really? I'm 50, so.
Really?
I'm 39-ish.
I really assumed I was the oldest one. Brian, how old's Brian?
I'm 45.
Brian's 37.
I'm the oldest, man. Yeah.
Brian's 18 years old. He just looks really freaking old. Oh, hey, what's up in the chat? Yo, chatters. I gotta pop.
Mr. Peabody.
I think that guy, every week, I think Chris tries to get in here first. He's pretty good at doing that.
I would love to know who's there like an hour before, because I saw 4 people waiting an hour ago.
Oh, well, I know at least one person that is, but
okay.
Yeah, Christopher Graham, Andy Baldwin, Chris, Billy, Tyler Downs. What's up,
Billy?
Tyler Downs says, "Hey, what's up, Steve Moerkke?"
He's a good buddy of mine. He's a great guy.
Tyler, you're in for a treat. If you can hang with us the whole night, you're going to have a great time. That's all I got to say.
That's right.
He'll probably kill me for saying this, but he's an NFL referee.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
If you need any inside scoops, we'll see what he can tell us.
Legit.
That's a great name for a referee.
TD.
TD, Tyler Downs. That's pretty fun. He probably has never heard any of that before. All right.
I like funny referees.
Oh, I was gonna do this show note crap stuff.
Oh my God!
Let's take a look what we
Slacking.
got.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you guys go about your business. Give me a minute or two while the chatters flood in here.
Sword fight?
I've got huge news tonight, by the way, product-wise. It's awesome. I even arranged for a demonstration.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that means, but
Mm.
do you use your hands?
When we lose our pants, then. I mean,
What was that? Nice.
I gotta move this over.
Add it. No, baby. What was that?
Nothing. You know nothing.
Actually, Mr. Peabody said my huge news is I'm bringing Exterminator PCBs. Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Actually, Mr. Peabody, there is a way to make your own complete Exterminator board set with all off-the-shelf parts if you can just burn ROMs.
I thought you were gonna start a fire.
No, it's like $200. You can make your own board set. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
Board set for what?
For Exterminator.
Oh, come on. It's like we're like not even in. We haven't even started the show.
Hey, I didn't start it. Mr. Peabody started
I'm glad we're getting this out of our system now.
Do you see in the chat that they're already laying into the Zaxxon stuff?
Well, that's okay because Zaxxon is basically a giant boat anchor.
Come on, it's great.
Chris Graham, yes, that is one of Wild Bill's.
One time I had a Zaxxon in storage and it fell forward, and then when I picked it back up, it looked better.
Come on. Adam, you're stranded on a desert island. You only get to keep one game. It's Exterminator or Zaxxon.
Oh my
Which one?
God, that is not. Oh,
I like this one.
Zaxxon. I would have to keep Zaxxon. First of all, I'd keep Zaxxon because not only could I use it to play like for 30 seconds until I get bored, I could throw it in the ocean as a boat anchor and make sure the island doesn't move.
Well, and it's about 560 pounds of wood. Jesus.
Well, it's got
That's
like
what she said.
pontoons at the bottom, right? There's just like
Yes.
nothing in there.
This is 560 pounds of wood.
I have like 8 something Sega converter cabs out here to rebuild tax scans and Space Furies, and I'm just trying to pick which one is the least ugliest.
I actually went through back therapy because I got so excited when I bought my Zaxxon. I blew my back out trying to get around the house. It's a true story.
Oh my god.
That is hilarious.
All right. Well, before we get really started, I should probably check and make sure my door's locked to the building.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh
that's
my
a
god.
good idea.
So I'm going to go check the doors and make sure we're all locked up here.
For those of you who don't know, we're in Minnesota, and Brian's office is in Minneapolis.
In
It
South
is
Minneapolis.
located at... I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I am literally a mile from where the stuff went down. Well, actually, the shop's 8 blocks from where the stuff went down last night.
That's
Yep.
that's just not
I
good.
know. We used to call that Target Targetto.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the
So
one on
weird
Lake
how
Street
that-
was Targetto. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's the one I'm talking about.
That's the one I went to.
But they improved it. They expanded it and made it nicer.
Sure.
But when I first got there, it was like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
That white castle on Lake Street was always pretty crazy once it got dark.
It's funny. There was two on Lake Street. I don't know if they're both there anymore, but the one that I used to go to was closer to Marshall and St. Paul.
mm-hmm.
And
oh no.
yeah, and that one I think it was rebuilt in the early 2000s, and it was pretty nice. I don't know if it's there anymore though.
But there's that one on, not Hennepin, but the street next to it. Where it's like a law office now or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember my Minneapolis streets. It's been 5 years.
Oh, Lindale.
Lindale, right. It's been 5 years as of the 25th that I left Minnesota.
Do you miss it?
Some of it. I missed the 3 months of awesome summer. Everything's great. Not so much the winter. The looting,
Should we give the chatters a hint about tonight?
Somebody's wearing a T-shirt with a number on it that is tonight's hint.
All right. The whole soundtrack to the Transformers movie. Oh, crap.
Oh. Uh-oh. Hey, if you guys are bored, you can call us on the game line, 612-548-GAME.
GAME.
4263.
Yeah.
612.
Yeah,
I
but
think-
Chris, that's nothing new. Adam doesn't wear pants any night.
What?
That's right.
How
That's
does
why
he
covers
know
up
I'm
the
not
camera.
wearing pants? That's funny. I didn't even get up yet. I mean,
Please don't.
that's going to be the real trick.
Corona Light. It's not a hoax.
Hey, chatters, any of you guys receive gifts in the mail this week yet?
Oh my gosh, Adam! I cannot believe what you did. Are you going to talk about that during? What
Yeah,
you've done this
that'll
week?
be my
Oh
thing.
my.
'Cause
You are like the man. I can only imagine 8 hours of teeth gritting.
it was more than
Wow.
that. It was more like 12 hours, but
Oh,
it was like after a while I was like, I don't need to do this.
I just can't imagine if somebody has a subscription and all of a sudden like 40 things pop up.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Okay, I've got what's in the juke loaded.
Yes.
Let's get this show on the road.
Show on the road.
I need to do a catchphrase. I'm gonna have to say
Let's pop a quarter in.
I think first of all, last week I didn't have the show notes open, which was really great because I had to do the intro right afterwards. And if I open the intro while I'm running the intro, it shuts the intro
You
down.
see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
listen to that while we're driving. Yeah, it was
but I never
You know.
read the intro until until I'm actually reading it.
I like that.
Because I'm like, it's much more fun for me to be like, oh crap, I have to say this. Because I'm already in mid-sentence. Sometimes I'll stop, but anyway, let's get this thing. All right, let's hit it.
Let's do this thing.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Arcade Radio.
Hello, Commander. Computer reporting.
Intruder alert, intruder alert. A stimulating opponent.
Hello, and thanks for joining us in the Arcadosphere. This is Season 4, Episode 22 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, May 28th, 2020, and the time is approximately 7:28 p.m. Central. I'm your host, Adam She Ran So Far Away. I'm joined by co-host Mark E. Shields and Paradise Arcade Shop proprietor and master of disguise Brian Thurston Howell Armitage III, and joining us tonight, bass guitar player and vocalist for the Minneapolis-based band Leap 27, arcade collector, and a heck of a welder. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hell to our very... Did I just say hell?
Hell!
Oh, hell! Say hello to our very special ghost? Pac-Man ghost? Man, I haven't had enough to drink. I just say, welcome to the show, Mr. Steve Moerkke.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hell, Steve Moerkke!
Hell, Steve Moerkke! How the hell you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
That's the great thing about live radio. You get to screw up the intro every once in a while. All right, so the first segment that we like to do is called What Have You Been Working On? And Steve, I know you listen to the show. Let's have you go first tonight.
I've been working on a swimmer.
Swimmer.
And,
Nice.
It's been a challenging project, but it's been fun. It's almost done. My problem right now is, as we all know, I'm waiting on artwork from this old game.
Okay. Okay.
But besides that,
I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, no, it was tough. I'd never done laminate before.
I thought you were going to
So
say you've
actually-
never ordered from Rich before, but I know that's not true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I actually got a message from them 2 weeks ago saying that they're very busy. They hope I have patience with them.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, you guys have the marquee too, but I can't find it on your website. And they said, oh yeah, it's on the old website. Well, I don't know how you find an old website when
Yep.
the company has a new website.
Yep.
And so 2 weeks ago, they said they'd send me the link so I could buy the marquee, but that hasn't happened yet either. So.
Hey, just out of curiosity, there's a guy I know in town. His name is Brian Thurston Howell Armitage III or something. He has a printer that can do marquees.
Yeah, I didn't think of reaching out to somebody where the artwork already existed. but I'm learning my lesson that I'm just going to have to go to Brian for everything.
I know.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to have a new Dig Dug marquee made. Anyway, go ahead, Steve. I interrupted you. So.
Well, I guess as far as my game goes, it's the first time I've ever done laminate before. And I was actually very fearful of it because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And it went so well. It was so easy where I just can't believe I've waited this long to do laminate.
And you're doing laminate on a swimmer?
Yeah, it's wood grain size.
All right, cool. And where did you source the wood grain laminate from?
You know, that was overwhelming because there's so many kinds out there. So I just reached out to Sean Williams, Fetish Boy,
Yep.
and I told him what I was working on. And Sean said, "This is the laminate for you." And I just trusted him, and it turned out to be great.
Sweet.
So I actually bought it through Amazon, but I was told you got to be very careful because I hear that they're taking photographs of laminate and printing photographs, so you get the grainy wood.
Ah.
You don't get real wood.
Ah.
Yeah, so I hear it's scary when you're buying $84 pieces of laminate and you need 2 of them, and it comes in and it's all fuzzy.
Yeah, I bet.
JPEG pixelization on it or something.
Totally.
Yikes. Oh.
Right.
Yeah,
So, yes,
for the
Simmons
chatters
right,
that
right.
are interested in having Fetish Boy on the show, I did reach out to him again recently. He's not interested in doing a podcast right now, so I apologize. But, he's better than Eugene Jarvis or Nolan Bushnell, apparently. So, anyway, moving on. Brian, what are you working on?
Let's see. I got the Wizard of War working, and basically that included me buying a working board set and putting it in the machine.
Wow.
Well, so somebody was offering Wizard of War board set for $250 shipped, and I kind of thought that was a reasonable deal to jump on. But I also, and I don't think I have one right here, just for shits and giggles, my own edification, I designed my own power supply adapter. So I made a power supply adapter that can take the Power Pros or the standard power supplies that kind of come in those power adapters that you get from Arcade Shop. And I designed a new Bally power adapter plate that will go in the place of the old one. So that should be good. That's working. And then today, the exciting news is I picked up all the powder coating, all like 4 boxes of it.
I love that movie.
And I have my Roadrunner door back, so I can finish my Roadrunner. Finally, finish my Roadrunner. So that's it. That and staying alive.
That's
in South
good, too.
Minneapolis.
Oh, God. Oh, the chat is cracking me up right now. Okay.
Does your Roadrunner have the original System 1 artwork?
No, it's actually, I stripped the sides off. The System 1 artwork was pretty bad.
So tell me about the
Half of it
stripping.
was missing, and so I ripped it all off and went down to black sides right now. The cabinet's in great shape.
He ripped it all off. Tell me more about the stripping.
What are
Stripped
you
it
going to do
down.
with that?
With the Roadrunner?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Will you bring it back to original, or will you do the new Roadrunner side art?
Oh, I've debated. So I kind of gotten it to a point where I think it looks really good, and I'm just sitting on it.
Who did
And
the?
at some point, I'm going to decide.
Oh,
I did
Was-
the marquee.
Did
The marquee
Fizgig?
looks great.
Was Fizgig the guy that did the Roadrunner side art? Who did that?
I thought that was Tog stuff, the custom
There's-
side arts.
There's 2 versions of it. One is on this old game, and the other is on another site.
I see.
That shall go unnamed.
Hey, listen, if other people want to bring this stuff up, I'm cool with it, but I'm not. Anyways,
So it's on Escape Pod site. Is that what you're saying?
There's 2 sites I won't mention. But I actually really don't like the way the other site has their artwork. This isn't as elaborate.
I see.
I'm going to keep saying it.
The other site.
The other site.
All right, Mark, tell us what you've been working on.
All right. So last week I was not on the show.
The hell you say?
You
Yeah,
better
I-
have a good excuse.
Well, I was driving to Richardson, Texas, to a free play arcade warehouse of sorts. It's actually the owner's law office, which is weird, because I was driving around the building like 5 times, like going, "Where the hell?" It just had the owner's name's law office every time I drove by, and I'm like, "That can't be it." Oh, here goes Brian. Anyway, so I got there, got the E-Dot. I picked up 3 Atari footballs also from my buddy Steve Taki. And
Wait a minute. You picked them up? I thought you dropped them off.
No, I got them because they were also there at the exact same warehouse that I was going to pick this up from. So he's like, "Hey, you're going there? Come on, bring them on down to Houston." Oh, did I not clarify that? I'm sorry.
Wait, I'm confused. Who got the footballs?
I went to Richardson, and then there was an E-Dot and 3 Atari footballs sitting next to each other. We picked them up and we put them in the truck. and then I
So
drove
you
home.
brought them for someone else.
Yeah, Steve
But-
Taki lives about 15 miles from me.
So you brought, but Steve Taki's the guy that ended up with the footballs.
He did, yeah.
Okay. Why did he buy 3 of them?
It's crazy. They just had a sale where they were getting rid of 3 project machines, supposedly with no PCBs, but he found one in one of them. $150 for 3 Atari footballs.
Wow.
And they were 2 head monitors, but I mean, they were in pretty good shape. I don't know if you saw the pictures.
All 2 players.
Yeah.
They were all 2 players, yeah.
Yeah, you can't argue with that price. I mean, I paid $600 for mine working.
He was very kind and gave me some cashish, which I enjoyed. And, and then I brought my EDOT home as well. And so that is a huge project. It was sold as a project to me. It was complete. It's actually missing the translate behind the furthest, translate back behind the visual effects assembly.
Sure.
Where the monitor is.
Yep.
So I'm in the market for that thing. But the whole cabinet was wobbly the whole ride there, and it turns out that it had been dropped. And then somebody with several, different kinds of nails tried to nail it all to keep it together.
Yeah, we just had this conversation about my APB last week.
Oh yeah.
It had been dropped, and then when they stapled it back together, it looked like a wacko.
So yeah, I mean there was literally a quarter of an inch on each side of the control panel, and the monitor was hanging on barely. So I basically removed all of the wood that spanned across, except for the seat. And I've slowly been, I bought 4 clamps from Harbor Freight, and I've been slowly putting everything back together with the cabinet clamped, and then using cabinet screws, which are awesome. Lots of wood glue. But it's a slow process. As I add something, then the cabinet becomes even more sturdy. Now you can push it and it will not budge. But before you could push it and it would kind of wave a little bit.
No water damage in the cabinet?
0, 100% perfect.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. So you've done a lot of work on it already. Have you been able to fire it up at all? Does it work?
No, I have not.
All right.
It's supposedly played blind. The PCB is actually here. It is right here. I don't know how much do these go for. I'm not sure.
Probably about $1,000.
Oh, really? It has 3 tantalum capacitors that are all fried. This is the panning board on the front. So I just need to replace those, and then I'm gonna try to replace them with an electrolytic that I have as well.
I need those metal plates.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Do you have one of these?
No, but it's the same as Journey.
Oh.
My board set is missing the metal plates.
Well, if you need measurements, I mean, they're right there. So
somebody was recreating them, but then it got canceled due to the virus.
Yeah, this was a woman on Claw that was doing it.
Yeah, I ordered them and got my money back.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah,
that's kind of sucky. I mean, it's just cutting metal. Come on.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm trying to butter up Rich and Kendra so that they can make some more EDOT shit for me. So my mirrors are all torn up on each side, of the control panel.
Have them send you my Omega Race glass that I ordered back in February too.
And my swimmer artwork.
There you go.
February of
this year.
This year? Oh, that's not bad.
You still got years to go.
Yeah. I forget
if you get your art before I get mine, I'm going to write a strongly worded letter.
All right, I'll see what I can do. I mean, just in case they have EDOT stuff laying around. Anyway, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, and chiller shipped. So we're getting chiller. It's coming. I decided to put it next to the turkey shoot.
Where did you get the chiller from?
I forgot. A guy on Facebook was selling it. Oh, Dale something, I think.
Nice.
By the way, Rich and Kendra do chiller artwork also. We know for a fact. That's right, Chris Rhodes in the chat? Chris is in the chat. Chris is going to be on the next episode.
All right. I've taken too long, so you guys...
Oh, yeah. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, actually. I put together my Atari room. It looks fabulous. I ordered up a Dig Dog Neon, which will be here in a couple of months, custom. And I'll share that with you guys when it comes in. And then on Memorial Day, thanks to we got our powder coating stuff back, which is
so nice.
Brian's holding up the mousetrap. That's my mousetrap control panel, which is phenomenal. You don't have the chrome stuff in there, do you, Brian?
No, I didn't grab it.
Okay, that'd be cool. Anyway, I chromed out the power supply on Journey, so that's gonna be fun. I should be putting that stuff together soon. So, what I've been working on this week, I sent out all of the What's in the Juke prizes finally, except for Brian Frober. I still owe you one Space Invaders magnet that didn't make it. So that'll go out. And then you may also be aware that I caught up on, 32 episodes of Arcade Radio that were not in podcast form. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I like that you chose not to do the echo effect this time.
I did. There's a little bit of reverb, but it's less pronounced.
Oh, I see.
Yep. I did the truncate silence to get rid of long pauses, and I added a tiny bit of reverb, but I dialed it back a little bit for you, Mark.
Thank you.
And they sound great. I listened to a couple. Aside from the content, they sound wonderful.
Shit, what?
So check them out. They're on Anchor FM. They're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Google Play, wherever else, and they're on a few other outlets too. So we can actually say that at the end of the show now, that they're updated.
And not lie.
Yeah.
For real. Okay, I'll update these show notes.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
For reals.
So I guess that brings us to our next segment.
It's the Arcade News with Adam Stevens.
That's me. So, from PRNewsWire.com, Stern Pinball announced a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pinball machine. Actually, a couple, it sounds like. Are you laughing at me? What's he laughing at?
This is their full press release, by the way.
All right, so Chicago, May 27th, 2020. PR Newswire, Stern Pinball, a globally lifestyle brand based on the iconic and outrageously fun modern American game of pinball, announced today the availability of a new line of pinball machines based on Nickelodeon's iconic... Why is it Nickelodeon's? That's not Nickelodeon's.
No, that's incorrect.
It's totally
and they
incorrect.
didn't even use that version of them either.
It's dumb. Okay, it's not Nickelodeon. It's just that the dipshit that wrote this article doesn't know where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ever came from.
I know the guy.
Which guy?
It's probably that... what the heck is that?
What's happening? Oh, is this the crazy thing that you have to...
Steve's got a
slee stack.
Or something.
It's a slee stack!
Slee
stack.
Are you calling my wife a slee stack?
Sorry, Laura.
If she's not making the noise, then I'm not buying it.
All right, anyway, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pinball machines will be available in Pro, Premium, and Limited Edition, just so they can get your money from you. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, trained in the art of ninjutsu by their wise rat sensei, Master Splinter. So,
What'd you guys think of this thing? Did you watch the previous?
Of what?
The pinball.
They had a gameplay demo online.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen it. Is
No.
it good? What do you think?
It was pretty cool. They had this spinning pizza, which I'm surprised it's pizza, right? But with a magnet in the middle. So the balls come out and they all magnetize together, and the pizza starts spinning, and so they all start winging around. It's actually, it looked pretty good. I was actually kind of surprised how nice a job Stern did on it. My expectations are pretty low with Stern.
Any idea which designer managed that one?
I don't know. They have the little bus or van or whatever it is that you can store 4 balls in there, and then the door opens up on the side and the balls dump out. Did a really nice job. It's actually worth checking the video out. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Hey, Should I do another news article just for fun?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right,
Hey,
so
how much are those pinballs, by the way? Do you have the prices?
I can't believe we're still talking about balls.
Balls.
Usually the pros are 5,400, the premiums are 7,400, and the LEs are about 9,000.
According to the press release, 6,000 for pro, 7,000.
Oh my god!
7,699 for premium, and the limited edition is 9,000, and then $99.
$90.99?
$9,099. Who decided that you just let's put another 99 on that?
The LE models are not worth it. I mean, it's like an artwork change.
Right. And they only make 500 of them or something, right?
I mean, I bought the Star Wars one, which is a terrible game, only because I wanted the Star Wars one, and that was it. And then, like, past that, it's just, they're not, I don't know.
Mm. Oh, is that the sample video?
That's from the soundtrack Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's a track called 9.95. All the nines had me thinking.
Hello, Sony media overlords.
Yes, and by the way, in addition to my editing for the last decade, I went in and disputed 150 times against all of them, saying that we're using all their music under fair use. So fight the power.
Fight the power.
Let's see how it goes. But it worked for Dan Lucent's episode. That got unlocked. Anyway, from Forbes.com, the AI pinball player that could beat humans within 4 days. We read this article last week. Thanks for reading ahead, Adam, because I would have caught that at the right time. But I didn't. But that means we get to move on to the next segment, which is...
I always felt that the true stars at Atari was engineering.
Oh, you're an inventor.
Yes, I am.
What have you invented?
A lot of things.
Like?
Like a lot of things. Like things that you've heard of.
Like?
Well, things that you will have heard of, okay? Patents are patents.
Arcade gadgets with Brian McLeod.
Welcome to the gadget segment. Mark, are you checking out your crotch light over there?
I decided not to turn the crotch light on. I'm not wearing matching black pants.
I'm going to put mine on right now. I have a crotch light now.
So, some of you may remember that over the last couple of weeks, my Tempest has gone from Tempest to Dead Tempest, and then now I threw the Major Havoc FPGA board in. And we had a conversation about this last week saying, like, it's expensive, but I said you'd be dumb not to purchase it if you have a Tempest, right? But they're not available. Guess what?
Well, they're still not available. Wait,
Yay! That was a total waste of time.
2 days to order them.
What?
It's the second run. I'm serious. He's got them on basically a pre-sale until 5:30
Where are they?
on KLOV.
And how much?
So, $6.99.
And what do you get for that?
So for $6.99, I will go. So let me pull up. I had the window open here. Now, of course, you'd have to ask that, Steve, wouldn't you? Ask like a really meaningful question.
First you get a nice back massage.
Well,
Yeah, so
exactly.
First, Brian has way too many fucking windows open right now. But anyways, there we go. KLV right here. So the board comes stock, like the standard board comes with Tempest, Major Havoc, and I'm logged out of KLV. Here we go. Tempest, Major Havoc, and Omega Race. That's kind of the baseline one. He's also working on a version of Quantum that will work on this board, but it's still not supported on here. Between the earlier board and the new one, he has done some things to help with the pin cushion as well as sizing. I guess there was somebody did figure out how to put vector breakout on in the Tempest menu, but that's Clay's game, Cowgill's game, and Clay asked for it not to be included because he wants that on his Tempest sets. Yeah, I know. And it's in the announcement. But I mean,
did he program the game?
Clay did, yeah.
Oh wow, I guess then he owns it then. So
yeah.
Well, What's it called again? It's the Tempest what?
Tempest FPGA Early Adopter Second Run Pre-Order List. It is in the typical trading post under new products, mods, and services. So
how does the Major Havoc play compared to the real controls on a Major Havoc?
Honestly, I like this one better. He did a really, really nice job. So he actually compensated for the fact that you're using a spinner as opposed to the roller, and he like the gameplay is amazing on here. I'm thoroughly impressed with the board. And somebody's saying they thought the list was closed, but he said he had it open to the 30th. So I will double check. If he closed it, that would be very sad.
Smokinator with the inside info.
Yeah, no, it says it does not say closed on here. So it does say in 2 days he's going to close it.
So I don't. So you get Major Havoc, Tempest, and Omega Race.
Omega
and that's
Race,
it?
yeah.
I already have Omega Race and Tempest, so.
Honestly, yeah, but so you plug this into your Tempest. So you take your Tempest and you put this in, and you've got Major Havoc, and the Major Havoc plan here is awesome. So a Major Havoc board right now is running $1,200 just for the board. And the other thing you get is you do not have to worry about your Pokey chips or your math box on your Tempest anymore.
Oh.
Right?
Because there's FPGA there.
Right. It's
$700. I have to take out a second mortgage. All right.
I'd rather buy 1/3 of a chiller. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna make my decision in 24 hours. I probably will get one.
Nice.
It is. It's definitely worth. This is one of my favorite multi-game setup adapt.
Well, I'd really like a Major Havoc on a real machine, and I don't want to. I mean, I can play it in an emulation, and I have it. I don't know. It's just. I don't know.
Good.
It's the most money I'll have ever paid for an FPGA.
It is. So he says the sound is not perfect on Major Havoc. He's working on that. He designed the sounds and colors should be perfect on Tempest. Major Havoc colors are slightly different because they're using the Tempest color palette right now, but it looks really nice. So
then my Tempest boards will just sit in there not doing anything?
Yes. Gaining value.
Yes. Decaying.
To offset the $699 for the board.
Yeah, you could just sell your Tempest board. Get your money back.
Yeah. Who needs Tempest anyway?
I don't know.
Day.
I really want to drop this board into a Cabaret version, but I haven't been able to find a Cabaret Tempest in a while.
Yeah.
Life is a cabaret, old chum.
Old chum. Life as a cabaret, old chum.
Yes, Batman.
And the one
Robin.
other product I'll bring up, and I don't know how to post a picture somewhere. So wait, maybe I can post a link in the chat.
Sure.
We are playing around with some stuff. So this is kind of a joke, but not a joke. It'd be kind of funny. We can have piranha shower curtains.
Nice.
So we are launching a new website in the next couple weeks, and it gives us the ability to put artwork from different things that we were working on onto different objects, and there's a lot of objects to choose from. So I thought the piranha shower curtain was really funny. There we go.
A must-have for every household.
It looks pretty cool, actually. I like the rendering in the bathroom where they show the reflection of the shower curtain in the mirror.
What?
Yeah, no, look at the link. It's pretty wild what they did. It's kind of funny. So,
hey, Smokinator, welcome to the party.
Is anyone working on Peter Packrat joysticks?
Peter Packrat.
No, but I just realized that this Atari System 1, I mean, this is like a Hall effect joystick, right?
Yeah.
Do you think?
What
the heck? Well, this was like some other game. I just don't know I don't know what it used to be, but Peter Packrat's. Those look like a handle, right? Like a little.
It's a bright blue Red Baron joystick.
Is it?
It's the same as
Mother
Battlezone,
trucker.
Red Baron, I think, yeah. But they're blue.
That'd be kind of cool to have.
Hey,
Yeah, good.
one. Are we that System 1 talk? I think we should move on to the next segment.
Boop, boop, boop.
Good transition.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Back to the cave with Time Runner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Welcome to Back to the Cave. We're heading back to the year 1984. Remember 1984? It was pretty cool. My wife wasn't born yet. Let's not talk about that. Hey.
Oh.
What?
What are you talking about?
Hey, back in 1984, Marble Madness, an arcade game designed by Mark Cerny. Mark, such a good name. Published by Atari Games in that year. It's a platformer in which the player must guide a marble through 6 courses. I have never made it past the 4th, I think. Populated with obstacles and enemies with a time limit. You control the marble using a trackball. Hey, did you know that you can use either trackball if you're a player, if you're only playing a 1-player game?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so in usability testing, which did exist in the 80s, they found sometimes people would start the 1-player game and then use the wrong trackball. And so they were like, what the hell, let's just make both trackballs work. So
That's pretty cool.
So in theory, you could have 2 people like fighting for control of the ball.
Well, that's interesting because the question is, what slot do you put your token or quarter into a machine, the left or the right?
I always do the right one.
Always the right.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm always to the right. My buddy puts it in the left, and I'm like, you're wrong. You should not be putting it in the left.
I wonder what the averages are like for people when they, go empty out the machine. Well, I guess in the audit log, it'll tell you, right?
Well, maybe on a System 1 game, but a lot of games don't tell you. They're just a counter.
I feel like 2 coin mechs was sort of like, in case one's broken, you've got the other one as your backup, right?
Yeah.
And then
are most of them in parallel where they both go to the same counter so you don't know the difference?
It depends, but in later Atari games, they made, and Konami, they made a certain coin mech specific to a character, like in Gauntlet and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and now I'm finding Zybots as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if one coin mech is screwed up, you're not going to be that player.
Yep.
There's no backup.
Wow.
Crazy, man, crazy.
Coin mech history with Mark Shields. What else did I have to say? Hey, so it's funny, that game Marble Madness, the inspiration was from miniature golf somehow.
Oh, that makes sense to me, actually.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's see what else we have in this little article. Of course, it was a commercially successful and profitable game. Critics praised its difficulty. It was ported to numerous systems. There was a sequel developed and planned for release in '91, but canceled when location testing showed the game. That game is not yet dumped to MAME, or at least it's not officially available. And one of my goals in life is to buy Marble Madness 2 and dump the shit out of it. Marble Madness 2 is for everybody. Which brings me to my next question.
Why are you so quiet? That's my next question.
Am I quiet? You can't hear anything?
I can hear you.
Oh. Hey, what's in the juke?
I don't know. Oh, you want me to check? Okay.
Check. What's in there?
What's in the juke?
Welcome to What's in the Juke. The rules of What's in the Juke are very simple. We will play a small portion of a song, and you will have to guess the song's title and the artist. If you can guess one of those, you will get a half point. If you guess the other, you will also get a half point. If you guess them together,
full point.
Full point. If you don't know it, fight it out. Again, it's 1984. These songs are from that year, so put your thinking caps on and don't look for any Vanilla Ice.
I was actually going to see if you could do like 1991 tonight. That'd be hilarious.
Next week.
Because we don't do the early 90s. We should throw the audience a bone,
The 90s never happened. Okay, I should, because then my wife would, when she was That's when she was sentient, right?
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I know that's the second time you brought up your wife being young tonight, which is I don't know if it's a cry.
We were talking about who was the oldest guy here, and it turns out I'm the oldest guy. So, thanks.
Oh. Okay, that's not your first hint.
Wow.
That song was from 1990 or maybe 89. Is it 90? I can't remember.
We're gonna get ready here. So the order of whatever it is that we see in the chat, that's the order. If you see that your name came before somebody else, that's not the order we're looking at. We're looking at everybody else's listing order.
All right, we're gonna keep these short and sweet tonight. Here comes your
We're
first.
throwing down rules.
What's that?
We're throwing down rules tonight. We're like we're gonna get this out of the way.
Yeah.
That's right. We got a guest to talk to, who's clearly in his guest bedroom, waiting to go to sleep.
With a cat.
All right, here we go.
Give me a break.
Wait.
I hear a clip.
Oh.
They sort of give it away, like
Dang it.
Right away. They're like, "Hey, here's the name of the song." The only thing they don't do is say the name of the band.
That's true.
And we are reflexing all night long. That's Netropolis with a half point. Davelope with a half point. Way to go. Oh, wait. Are we going to give away prizes? I'm tired of giving
Are we?
away.
Do you have anything?
I do. I have a few things left.
Nice.
All right. Let me get up. Everyone cover your eyes.
So for no reason, years ago, Adam sent me this A-Team van, which I think is in the same box of stuff that he gives away to other people, but I think this is badass.
All right. Okay, so how many women are in the audience? I see Dolly.
Dolly.
All right. Is that it? Okay. Well, Rajav is back in here. Whatever his...
Brian and I are gender fluid, so what the hell?
All right. So we have a chance. Okay. I have, it turns out I made way too many arcade radio ladies t-shirts.
Oh, I see. And you've worn them all?
I have. They're all stretched out now. So tonight we're going to give away a gauntlet pin. That'll be third prize.
Okay.
All right. And a Pong pin.
Pong pin.
That'll be second prize.
Damn,
So-
I want that.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? And we had a no claim from some guy named Give0FX, which I'm not going to spell that out for people. But there is a Pig Moldorama left, and that's going out. So, if you're a Pink Floyd fan or if you're a Moldorama fan, this works either way.
Nice.
And let's just say whichever woman in the audience wins, she gets a t-shirt.
Done. Dolly, you're probably going to get a t-shirt no matter what.
Okay. All right. So let's go on with the next track. Here you go.
Nice.
Oh, it's a booby prize, she says. Yeah,
Have
it's
you
a
ever noticed how many great singers have a lisp?
That's true.
Does this guy have a lisp?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go in the middle a little bit here. Well, he sounds normal to me, but...
Wait till you hear the chorus.
Tell me that you need... Okay, so that is Talking in Your Sleep. And
Yes.
that is the Romantics. Who got them first?
Dolly Relford and Andy Baldwin for a half point each.
All right. So there we go. Oh, I got to play the half point noise, right?
Good job.
All right.
Half point.
Half point.
Half point.
Okay, here comes your next track. Where's Chris? Chris Rhodes. Trying to keep him short tonight so I don't have to go through and dispute every single track.
I love that song.
It's
It
a
wasn't
great...
Iron Maiden.
It is Self-Control. Mr. Peabody's on the board with half a point. And that is Laura Branigan, Mr. Srevison. Right?
Wait. Oh, Raghav Srivansan.
Yes, Raghav
That's not
Srivansan.
Gleek, is it?
What's that?
Is that Gleek?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're racist every time we do that. All right.
Half point.
For both of those people. We got that?
We got it.
All right.
Everything's recorded.
What the heck? Where is Chris Rhodes? He was here, and then he got bored. Okay. All right. Here comes your next track. I'm just going to cue it up. That's 10 seconds of that song.
It's not Brian Hemorrhage, Andy Baldwin. Oh,
No,
great.
you're totally wrong. Brian Hemorrhage is totally not it. And it was aneurysm, I believe. But yeah.
I think Andy Baldwin got Hall & Oates first.
Yep. And Say It Isn't So.
Oh, together, yes.
Yep.
A full point for Mr. Andy Baldwin.
That was quite well done.
Full point.
Full point. That's...
Mr. Hall Stop fighting!
I know, they're just... It's diabolical.
Good.
Oh, hey.
All right. That was good. Here comes your next one. Everybody get ready. Everybody get your Shazam and your...
Yeah, Siri or
Right.
go Google or
Yep.
whoever. Stop.
Exactly.
Alexa.
Or as I like, I started with Soundhound. All right, here we go.
Alexa, order greenies. Sorry. I wanted to repeat that.
I love how Dolly's like beating up everybody in the chat. Bite me. She's dangerous. You got to stay away from her. She'll bite you. She'll get you. Where in the hell is Casey? Shouldn't Casey be winning this right now?
He's on a sofa.
He's on his cell phone?
Oh, he's sitting on a sofa.
Oh, he's sitting on a sofa. He's just enjoying the entertainment tonight. Okay, here we go. That's it. 8 seconds. I played 8 seconds. Watch.
The whole song. Yeah, it's funny how the intro doesn't really carry through to the rest of the song.
But you know what? Matthew Wild, Dolly Relford is on the board with and Break My Stride. Check that out. I'm going to give it to Dolly. It's Matthew Wilder. And we have Mr. Peabody with Break My Stride. Tell us where we're at, Mike. Or Mark. Whatever your name is.
We're at where Andy Baldwin's in first place, Dolly and Mr. Peabody tied for second, and everybody else in third.
All right, here's the deal. Dolly wins second. She gets whatever prize it is, or third, or first. She gets whatever prize it is, and 1 or 2 T-shirts, maybe 3 or 4, because I have way too many T-shirts for women. Seriously, I'm like, what kind of delusional person am I that I made all these T-shirts?
I don't know.
Yeah. They're black, by the way, with a very faded pastel white pink arcade third season arcade radio logo on them. So they're collector's items now, I'm sure.
Hey, that reminds me of a story that Coolmo Craig told. He actually had like a vintage 80s shirt. I can't remember if it was like for the Tron tournament or something like that. But it's like a cool shirt anyway. So he has this girlfriend, and he made her wear it, and they hooked up, and he enjoyed that while she wore the shirt. Just wanted to tell that story. Good job, Coolmo Craig.
Well, I have a few extras, so if your wife wants one, Mark, I'll hook her up. All right.
She wants one.
Okay, here we go.
Make that same story happen.
Adam, you need to make arcade radio girly panties.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again?
You need to make arcade radio girly
girl panties. Yes.
I love how it's cutting out on both of you. It's just girl
panties.
Yeah, panties. Everybody likes to say panties. I know.
Can I
know I do.
Underwear where the RR is right where the butthole is.
Oh, if we don't get banned for playing music, we will certainly get banned for talking about the logo in certain locations. Okay, so that was Break My Stride by Matthew Wilder. Here comes the next track. Let's see if people get it. I think they will.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. That drum beat is unmistakable, though.
The 80s digital drums.
The Gleek knows it. He knows it. It is not Phil Collen. It is not Purple Rain. It is not. It is Dan Hartman, Mr. Peabody, and it is I Can Dream About You, Andy Baldwin.
Very nice.
Where's Brian Frober? Isn't he supposed to be winning something too?
He's outside social distancing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there's clearly some differences in internet speeds, but we could get we'll play one more track here. So that was I Can Dream About You, Dan Hartman. Who got those, Mark?
Andy Baldwin and Mr. Peabody.
Excellent. And those were with both a half point. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Here comes your next track. That's all I'm playing.
Nice.
I mean, that was 1 second. I'll probably get banned for that.
I'll give you a hint. I'm doing it right now.
Oh, God. Please let it be a song I know. And we are... It's unmistakable. There's no other song with that intro. Andy Baldwin and Dolly Relford are in with Sunglasses at Night. Half point each for that. Good job, guys. All right, here we go.
Corey Hart.
Okay, here comes your next. This is a personal favorite of mine. So that's it.
Nice.
You think they'll get it off that? That's 2 seconds of the song.
Right.
Ban me.
Metropolis, Canadian, no.
Dolly Relford, Eyes Without a Face. Mike Page behind her with Billy Idol. Welcome to the board, Mike Page.
Half point.
Both of you guys get a half point.
Mike Page rules.
I know. By the way, Mike, you and I need to talk. I'm running out of swag. I think I'm giving away my last 2 swags tonight. Oh, I have one more. We'll save it for next week. By the way, you guys, did you know we're nearing our 100th episode?
What?
Yep. In precisely 3 weeks, we will be at 100 episodes.
Oh my God. What's funny is that we would normally be at this episode number in October.
Yes, this actually 22. We usually end around.
What was that?
Did Brian just join the show? What is happening here?
I missed it.
We're working on new arcade radio merchandising.
Oh my God. Oh no! No! Oh my God! Oh my God! This is not okay. This is okay. That is actually kind of okay.
Go to the link I put.
I am blushing right now.
Can
products.
you set in extra small?
Can you put those in the chat? Because they're freaking hilarious.
I don't think I. Well, hold on. I had a link to our products on the. Hold on. Let me. I'll work on it.
This is not okay. This is. Oh my God! I'm turning red. Oh.
Send
all right.
it to me later. I
Seriously,
can't figure out how to get the chat.
Eyes Without a Face, Billy Idol. Let's move on to the next track.
Next.
Next. Oh my gosh. That's 1 second of the song.
I feel like slow dancing.
Waiter.
That song's really hard.
Oh my God.
What?
Hard Habit to Break.
Mr. Peabody.
Mr. Pia and Only the Lonely. Not correct. LL Cool J. What the hell? Chicago. Mr. Peabody gets a full point.
Oh my gosh.
Check that out.
Full point.
All right, Mark, tell us where we're at, because we're at song number 10, and I want to know where the prizes are sitting.
Andy Baldwin and Mr. Peabody tied with 2.5 points, followed by Dolly Relford with 2 points, and everybody else way in the distance with a half point.
All right, this is a close game. Close game. I'll play a little bit more of that song.
Baby
Another
Crook.
illusion I chose to create.
There you go.
Oh, Peter.
All right, so that was Hard Habit to Break by Chicago.
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 I love their hot dogs.
Yeah, I love their. It's a windy city.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to. We go to Chicago.
Yeah.
There's a whole episode in first season of us doing that stupid voice. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
I long for that episode sometimes.
Been 4 years.
4 years. That's pretty good. Okay, this is gonna be it, you guys. This is for all the marbles.
It's for all the kids in the world.
All right, here we go. Think that was enough?
I like that one.
Yeah, that's it.
I
Wow.
thought that was Laura Branigan.
Warrior. I don't know if I'm going to accept that. Yes, I am. I'm going to accept that. Patty Smythe. Okay. That
was
half
Patty.
point.
that is
Point?
dang close.
So Andy Baldwin got Warrior first,
Yeah.
and then Patty Smythe.
Well, it's actually not Patty's. Well, actually, it is Patty Smythe, isn't it? I think this.
No, it's the band featuring her.
Well, I know, but who's the band? Nobody's gotten the band yet.
Nobody has, but I mean, it's better than Patti Smith or Pat Benatar. So,
You know what's funny is it's improperly cataloged in my database because of CDDB, but Dolly gets it. I'm going to give it to her. It is the band Scandal.
Yep.
Nice.
She was close enough. Mike Page was the one who got it, actually, at the end. So
let's give Mike Page a half point too.
Yeah, I'll give both of them a half point for that. I think that's fair, right? I just opened iMovie. That's great.
Half point.
Half point for everybody all around, and that was really good. Way to fight it out. I'm telling you.
Adam, it won't let me put a link in the chat. So I just put a link in our messaging thing. You may have to post it in the chat window.
Oh, won't let me put a link. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. I think
Are we talking about the new merchandise?
Yeah,
I might be.
I made another one as well.
Oh man.
I'm going to be totally underage here. This is so inappropriate.
I thought it was faithful.
I can't get the chat to come up.
All right.
Stupid Skype.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. So moving on.
Let's talk about who's going to get their prizes. Oh, I see.
All right, Mark, tell us who's going to get the prizes tonight.
Hold on, I'm looking. I don't know what's happening. There it is. Oh, I like that swimsuit. That's classy. And you did it. You did it with the briefs.
Yeah.
Ingenious. Okay, we'll see. I've helped you with your marketing strategy. Okay, so Andy Baldwin is in first place, and then second and third are a tie with Dolly Relford and Mr. Peabody. I mean, technically they tied for second, but
Okay. So they each. Okay, so let's do this. Dolly's getting a T-shirt for sure, right?
she does.
We know that. So do we give them a? Let's do a. Should we do a 1984 off?
Well, actually, third place is Mike Page. If you want to be.
Well, I mean, second and third place are our second and third places. No offense to Mr. Mike Page, but we have two people in front of him.
The swimsuits are flying off the shelf.
Am I right?
Find out what Andy Baldwin wants. He has a clear first place win.
Well, he gets the pig, but he might already have a pig. Doesn't he have a pig already? Andy Baldwin, are you the one that got the yellow pig? Because you could have a pink pig. Dolly wants the bra.
Dolly wants the bra.
Okay, I can't. We did actually produce those. You can buy those.
Yeah,
at Brian's shop right now.
That's the term.
Andy Baldwin, you did win a pig, and it was sent this week. You will be receiving a yellow pig. So you're getting a pink pig to go with it. We're
Andy
gonna put.
Baldwin asking any magnets you got.
Yeah. I have magnets, but I'm down to like 1. Okay, Andy, do you want this one?
Pong or Gauntlet? Which one's that? Tapper.
Ooh. Do you want this? It's a tapper magnet. It's yours if you want it.
This is the best part of the podcast when you listen to it on iTunes.
Okay. Andy Paldman is getting a tapper
yes.
magnet. And then the pig is going to our second place winner. I think Mr. Peabody already got a pig, didn't he? Yeah, he got a pig. So, I mean, I could send this to Dolly. Dolly, do you want a pig? She has 2 already.
Dolly says, "Congratulations, Dad," at Andy Baldwin.
I don't know what's happening here. We'll settle up afterwards. Okay. People won prizes. That's good.
Well, did you ask Mr. Peabody what he wanted?
Yeah, he already has a pig, so he's getting a pin. Do you want a gauntlet?
Gauntlet or Pong?
Gauntlet or Pong? Aw. She has the Casey.
Casey is her pin.
All right.
Or her pig, depending on which prize.
Send one of the girls' shirts to him. Okay. What size would you like?
How many sizes you got?
I think I have small, medium, and large for women. But that is not going to fit a man at all.
Yeah.
It'll be...
Not more than once.
All right, I'll settle up on sizes later, but people won prizes. So Dolly, hit me up with the size at Facebook, and I'll send you a T-shirt with your pin. And Mr. Peabody, 5X envelope. You're freaking hilarious. I'd like a 5X women. I don't actually make them here. I'm not sewing T-shirts. I have what they're here. You know, you get what you get. All right. Medium. All right, cool. She's already in for a medium. Thanks.
He does make the bikinis there, though.
All right. And then I'll just send other random swag. Who got their stuff this week? And I didn't see in the chat. I hope you guys get your stuff because there's some extra things in there that are super fun.
Adam's Arcade swag.
Yeah, well, actually, it's better than that. It's not stuff from Adam's Arcade necessarily. One person did get a Coyer coaster. I think that's Andy Baldwin, actually. So, yeah, you guys are welcome. Gleek, Mr. Peabody, C.W. Graham, awesome. Thanks. I'm glad you got your stuff. All right. And for you people listening in the podcast, I'm sorry, but you have to tune in live to get the prizes.
Live.
Yeah, it's super fun. You can check us at arcaderadio.live. And we're currently running every week, which is insanity. I don't know why we're doing this, but we're going to hit episode 100 in 3 weeks. Stay with us. Okay, and that means we are going to go to the voicemail and see if we have some sort of voicemail.
Please.
Right?
I hope there's a voicemail for us to listen to.
All right, well, let's check it out here. All right.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Wait, so normally...
What was that?
I don't... Well, let's check it out. I don't know.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is Arcade Radio. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from...
Control panel expert and technician.
An inmate at Florida Correctional Institution. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. Thank you for using T-Netics. You may start the conversation now.
Hey guys, I finally done it. You know they say prison, how it changes a man. Well, sometimes it makes him do things he wouldn't normally do. I didn't believe it before, but now I do. So you know what I'm talking about? Sword fighting. Yeah. All these other guys have been telling me about how sword fighting is so cool here in prison and how I should do it. And then they show me how in this special room they have. I was skeptical at first, but now I'm totally into it. Yeah, I've only been poked like 15 times so far. But I'm getting better at avoiding getting poked. It's not fun. Plus, there's blood everywhere. Well, on that note, I've got to get back to my sword fighting prison buddies. Have a great show with Steve Moerkke, and tell him Bob says hi. I'm off now. There's a dick out. Hey, don't touch me there.
Okay, so last week the sheriff called and said that they had him in custody.
Right.
He was pounding on a door trying to get out.
Hey, does it seem weird that they would give prisoners swords? I mean,
Is it maybe like a fight club or maybe Shiv club?
I don't know. It sounded very metallic.
It did. Maybe like, I don't know, cafeteria wear?
I don't know. It seemed like there was no delay between any of the swords banging into each other.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It seems like he's just making it up.
Yeah.
He's making up the whole thing.
It's just him and his stainless steel cutlery.
Don't poke me there. Oh my God. All right.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, and good night. Steve, are you still awake?
What? Why does everyone think I'm sleeping? I'm right here.
It looks great.
I can't figure out why I haven't touched my computer yet, and it's hung up on me like 6 times, and I'm not doing anything. But I am here.
Oh,
You call back like super fast.
I know he's really good at calling back.
Is Adam doing this to fuck with me?
Yeah, pretty much. That's my lot in life. I try to fuck with people.
Disconnect caller.
Oh, Brian is wishing he had shots, but he's on call.
Shot.
You could do one. You could do one shot.
That would not be shot. That would be shot, and then the song would be over, and it would suck.
Okay, here he goes. Shot.
Done.
Just try a little one.
Yeah, just drink some of.
I don't have anything here actually.
Drink the toner from the printer.
That would do a number on things.
Do a number on things. All right, Steve Moerkke, tell us a little bit about yourself. All of us have known you for a while. There's some people in the chat that know you, and you have a little arcade at home called the Upside Down. But you told us you got a swimmer. You clearly have a collection. Let's talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Should I start at the beginning, like when I started collecting or something?
Oh yeah,
or?
wait. Let's go.
As youth, what were the circumstances when you first became hooked on arcade games?
What's your origin story?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
the question.
I mean, if I go way back, of course, I grew up with a mall that had a killer Aladdin's Castle, and going out to dinner with the family, from Pizza Hut to gas stations, there's arcade games everywhere, and it just really affected me. And I'll never forget that first Christmas when I got my Atari 2600. That was just life-changing. And then a few years later when I got my Nintendo, it's same feeling, just life-changing. But so I loved games right away from the start. But just going to Aladdin's Castle was great at the mall and just hanging out with other kids. Loved it. Never thought I'd ever own a game. And then later in life, you kind of forget about arcade games. And then next thing you know, they come back into your life, and I started collecting consoles. I think a lot of us have that similar story where you end up with every console.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, somebody says to you, why do you got all these consoles when you could have the real games? And you're like, oh,
yeah,
really?
That person was me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I really never thought I could own a real arcade game. You figure they're all $3,000, and where are you going to buy one? And
sure.
Luckily for me, when Craigslist was just coming around, somebody said, you should go on this thing called Craigslist and type in the word arcade. And I did. And in about 30 days, I had 18 games in my garage.
18? Are you kidding me?
Control.
Holy crap. All right, so tell us what your first purchase was.
My first purchase was a Donkey Kong Cocktail. And I loved that game, and I probably shouldn't have sold it. But as you know, cocktails take up too much room. So I got to stand up eventually. But I had in 98, I purchased a Donkey Kong Cocktail. Didn't start collecting stand-ups in 98, probably waited till about 2005. That's the console period for me. But like I said, in 2005, I just went crazy. I ended up with what I'll call 18 turds in the garage.
Oh, were they like all like maimed out dynamo cabinets?
Oh, totally. And in 2005, it was $50 a game. Some of them were free.
Sure.
One of my favorite stories was this lady called me up and said, I heard you buy games. I'm like, yeah, what do you got? She's like, well, that son of a bitch is leaving. I'm throwing all his shit out. If you come to the garage right now, you can have them all for free. I'll give you the lawnmower, the tractor, the shovel.
Wow.
Yes, I ended up in this garage with 3 free arcade games, a snowblower, a lawnmower, and this lady was just throwing all this guy's stuff out. And
oh my god,
that was pretty cool. That was fun. I got a Twin Cobra out of that deal, which
that is
I always
terrible.
loved Twin Cobra. But JAMA games.
Yeah.
And
you still got
that was a lot of fun. You go from 0 to 18, and then next thing you know, 18 turns into 35, that turns into 60, that turns into 80, and you start looking around going, oh, I got a problem here. And I toned 80 down to about 45 keepers, and then I got back up to 65, and it's been up and down, buying, selling, and trading a little bit, but I really have slowed down a lot in the last 5 years because I do live an hour and a half away from all the games down here in Mankato, and so by the time I do find out about a game right now, Eric Bose or Paul has it, so...
That has been the joke. It's funny, they've kind of slowed down a bit too, but...
Yeah.
But they still get stuff.
We all go through it, don't we? Where you just load up the garage and then you don't know what to do.
I was pretty precise when I started collecting. There were certain things I was after. Yeah. And I paid more for them too. But
when I got into it, there was so much JAMA stuff out there that it was really hard to find like a dedicated game back then.
Yeah. What was your first dedicated purchase?
You're not going to believe I'm going to tell you this, but I really like Zaxxon, and I searched out a Zaxxon.
Okay, wait a second. You're serious? You like Zaxxon?
Yeah, I really wanted one.
I've been making fun of that game and you make fun of that game, and you own one.
I make fun of it with you guys.
That's hilarious. Zaxxon.
I do like Zaxxon. I don't like Super Zaxxon.
Okay, so I will tell you, there's an allure to that game, right? The side art. The cabinet is, what a great name for a game, Zaxxon. It's very masculine. And you get, and the 3D isometric thing looks so cool when it was out. Yeah. And I remember ColecoVision had the exclusive rights. Well, Atari made one too, but they had the better version.
By far the best.
Yeah, it was just, it looked great. But then,
I grew up flying radio control airplanes. And my dad was in the Air Force, so I was always really drawn to aviation. And so I love Red Baron. And Zaxxon was just one of my favorite games because as cool as Time Pilot looks, me flying radio control planes and knowing a lot about aviation, I was just always so disappointed that you walk up to a flying game and you got to grab a stupid round ball joystick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Flying games need to have a yoke. They need to have a joystick, a yoke. And Zaxxon was just the first game that you got a hold of it. And it was like, wow, I'm actually flying a jet. I'm not flying Miss Pac-Man.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So what did you think of the environment cabinet of Afterburner?
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, I wish I had room for that.
Yeah, that'd be so great.
I remember back in the early 2000s, you'd go to buy a cabinet, you'd buy some random Pac-Man or something for $100,
mm-hmm.
and then they'd look at these Konami cabinets in their garage and say, "Can you please take this out of here?"
Yeah,
just make it go away. I mean, it was hilarious back then, just the difference in how, when you're talking about getting stuff, people saying get rid of these things, and it's completely changed over.
Yeah, it's tough now. It's back then it's like Pole Position was a $250 game. Maybe it's a $500 game now. I'm not sure. Maybe it's up to $800, but they were everywhere, and they're even getting hard to find now.
Yeah.
It's weird. I guess we're all sitting on games.
All right, so you collected 18 games. One of your first dedicated was a Zaxxon. Is that what?
Yeah, one of the first ones was, yeah.
Okay, and so that's kind of cool. So, did you have any stinkers in there that you got rid of that later you're like, oops, I shouldn't have got rid of that?
Yeah, it took me a long time to find a Q*bert, or even a Tron. And it's really weird. I have this weird luck where it'll take me a year or two to find the game I'm looking for. I find it, and then 3 days later, the phone call rings, and it's somebody with the same damn game again. So I got 2 Cuberts in 2 days, two Trons in 2 days, 2 Battle Zones in 2 days. There's a whole big list of games where I got like doubles on, and so should I sold all those? No, you keep the better game and you sell the one that's in worse condition. But now looking back, I mean, I sold 2 Paperboys. One I sold to Chris Rhodes for $150, and that's a $4,000 game now in his basement. So I did let some really cool games go. Yummy beer.
What is that best made? I'm kind of want a beer now.
It's a pickle beer.
Boy, that sounded very Minnesotan. Let me try that again. I kind of want a beer now.
Adam, I think my best game that I ever found that I just came upon and got lucky was a Discotron. And this guy called me up and he said, "Yeah, I got this game. I heard you buy games." I'm like, "Yeah, maybe. What do you got?" He's like, "Oh, it's something Tron. I don't know." I'm like, "What do you mean something Tron?" He's like, "Well, I don't know. It's something Tron." And I didn't even know what it was. I was pretty new in the hobby. And so I called up Chris Rhodes, and I'm like, "This guy just called me, and he's got something Tron for sale." And Chris is like, "What does he want for it?" I'm like, "He said he thought $80 was fair." And Chris was like, just get in the car and go get it right now.
Oh my God. I love how Chris is like, "Just get in the car and go get it right now."
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was. I go get it, and it's all there. I bring it home. You plug it in, nothing works. The whole thing, anything could be dead on. Everything was dead on.
Yep.
And I didn't want to restore it because I wasn't going to keep it back then. I didn't know what it was. I put it on eBay. It sold for $1,400, and I bought it for $80.
That's a pretty good deal.
That was fun.
Was it the upright or the cut or the environmental?
It was just the upright.
Okay.
I would.
It was a nice original game. It was all there.
I would love an upright because I don't have room for the environment cabinet.
Well, I mean, I was looking at it. It's 67 inches deep, or long, rather.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an inch longer than a pole position cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not have room for a pole position cockpit as well, or?
I have a Monaco GP and a captain's chair. I don't have, and for some stupid reason, I bought a Kitty-Rama.
Oh, I have one too. Whoa. Oops.
There's a distributor in Minnesota that keeps selling them to people.
I'm out. Finally
You're
out.
done? Nice. I'll work on that at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. Actually, I'm thinking of doing like for the Kitty-Rama, I'm thinking of doing like a reel of classic cartoons from that era, Heckle Jekyll, Mighty Mouse, Woodpecker, all those, Woody the Woodpecker, and then having like probably 50 cartoons or 100 cartoons that are in rotation, and then doing like an Arduino adaptation, so they're, dumping them all from Super 8 direct to digital, so they look original, and then have an LCD, so when it comes up, it looks like the real deal.
Do you are you going to hook it up to the coin mech so that you can play just one? Oh, nice.
Yep, and randomize it every time. So like when you put in a quarter, you get what you get. I think it'd be fun.
Really cool.
Because otherwise, you're going to have to maintain a Super 8 cartridge, or 8mm cartridge movie player that is just going to break all the time,
Right. Well, I use the Pico projector on my movie hut.
Oh yeah.
Which is similar to the Kitty-Rama. Yeah, I just found a whole bunch of Heckle and Jekyll stuff off YouTube, ripped them.
Oh yeah.
Got a little Pico projector. Actually had. I'll send you the link to the video where I reproject. I used somebody told me that they wanted to see porno, so I made a. Wait, I shouldn't be talking about this. But anyway, long story short, I have other options.
Pornos?
Well, sidetrack here.
I ripped the porno too.
It's funny. Sidetrack here. I bought and I've talked about this on the show, but I bought a Rowa AMI MM1 jukebox, and it was made in 1967, and they made this thing called the PhonoView, which is a giant box that was mounted above it, about 4 feet wide and about 1.5 feet deep.
God.
And it had a Super 8 projector behind it with a wide-angle throw. And I think I talked about this not that long ago, but it played scantily clad women dancing at random intervals.
So no relation to the song playing.
No, none whatsoever. But there's like a woman in a Red Devil outfit. There's 60s women dancing in go-go outfits and bikinis. And when you put in a quarter, if you were lucky enough, that player would come on and play something randomly. And so I bought one of those videos. I have a Super 8 projector. I have some of these old films. I want to have them digitized. I want to digitize all that stuff.
Do it.
And I just bought a electronic retractable movie screen for a wall in my house. So that's going to come down, and I'm going to have the Super 8 projector aimed at that. But I also thinking a Pico projector would be perfect for that as well. Mount that somewhere, throw it at that screen, because you don't need it to be super high def, Anyway. So anyway, back to our guest.
Hey,
Steve-O.
So Steve, did you ever stop playing arcade games in your youth, like for any period of time? Like,
for sure. Oh, totally. Yeah. Probably somewhere around, I don't know, let's say 16 or so. I don't know if it was, I found out what partying was, girls were, or if it was rock and roll, or all three. But I started playing a little guitar and bass guitar, loved music. And at that time, it was like Mortal Kombat was coming out and Teenage Mutant Turtles. And I just didn't relate to these games. To me, they were, I don't know, I always felt like they were a little more childish, and I just wasn't into them because of my age and what I was into. So, I pursued guitars and rock and roll, and totally got out of it. And although in college, I did pick up a Sega, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Altered Beast on mushrooms. It's a must. And
a little NHL hockey with blood. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so, anyways, I was totally out of it. And like I said, when that person just said to me, you got to go to this thing called Craigslist, I was like afraid of it. I didn't know what it was. And next thing you know, I filled my house with arcade games.
That's hilarious. I want to hear a little bit more. Can we hear a little bit more about your band?
Yeah, Leap 27. Like, was that the first band or the most famous band? Or?
Yeah, that was the most famous band for sure. No, I mean, you started playing with friends in high school, had a lot of fun. Then you started another band and turned into kind of a party band. And then in college, I had a band, and all the bands we did pretty good in all of them. We had a lot of fun. But Leap 27 by far was the one that we were the most professional, and we recorded 2 albums and toured around for 10 years, did over 1,000 shows.
Whoa.
That's a lot of shows.
Original music and any cover, or how did that work?
That was the tough part, because you really couldn't make any money playing originals back then.
Right.
However, you had to play the originals to get the recognition and be respected. So we wrote originals to play the great downtown Minneapolis clubs and to play originals, but then to pay the bills, we had to play all the suburbs and play covers. And then there's some places where you knew you could mix both of them together. But we often had talks and meetings about maybe we should make a side project, even though it's all the same guys, but change the name so that's just the cover band.
Right.
Because it really taints your original band when you start playing cover songs.
Right.
But so we did do both, but when we were playing the downtown clubs where you go to see original music, we would play original music.
Nice. What most famous Minneapolis-based musicians that you had to hang out with or rub up against?
That we did hang out with and play with?
Yeah.
Soul Asylum, Honey Dogs Guys, Iffy, Martin Zeller, the Gear Daddies, of course the GB Laytons, the Tim Mahoney's. I mean, we were friends with them all. We played with them all the time.
Wow.
Biggest artists we played with, I mean, we were the band that played Jesse Ventura's inaugural party, and we played with the band America.
Oh, cool.
Jesse had them do the Ventura Highway.
Interesting.
Yeah, wow. Pat Benatar. I mean, there's some pretty big names, but no one that it wasn't like we played with Guns N' Roses or AC/DC.
You never saw Prince, like you never.
We played festivals that he was at, but he'd be on that stage and we'd be on the other stage.
So there was no shots with Prince. Story.
No.
Like Prince is on the side stage while you guys are main venue, right?
Yeah, no. But I mean, we were playing some pretty cool shows at like Summerfest in Milwaukee, and you'd look out in the crowd and you'd see the bands watching you, and it was like, holy shit, I forget, I can't think of the names right now. I want to say like Matchbox 20 Type Caliber or County Crows or, I mean, pretty famous bands are watching you, and that's kind of intimidating because you try your whole life to get to those shows, and next thing you know, it's like, holy shit, we're there and they're watching us. And we played the Fine Line Train opened for us, and that was kind of a big deal.
Wow.
It was intimidating, but it was cool as hell.
And is the band still together? Like, do you still, or is it?
You know, I talked to them all yesterday. We're all great friends. We're like brothers, and we never officially broke up or anything. But you know, after 1,000 shows, and you get to that age in life where jobs set in, no 401k sets in, and no life insurance, health insurance, and it's kind of like, God, we're having fun, but sooner or later, I don't know. It's if you ever really study rock and roll, you find out that most artists declared bankruptcy at 38. And they almost called it quits. And so we were all at about that 38 years old age where it was like, wow, we got to hang this up. But so we never broke up. We're actually right now we got asked to do a show in September, so we're deciding if we're going to do that or not.
A little hard with all this stuff that's going on right now. But yeah.
Yeah, it's really, I can't believe they're already trying to book a show in September.
Yeah.
What was your last show?
O'Gara's in St. Paul for their closing party.
Oh, yeah. I wish I could have gone to that. There was a bunch of people that were there.
A lot of fun. Yeah, that's an honor. Like, Dan from O'Gara called us up personally and said, you were a big part of our history, and we are closing, and we'd really like you to be part of the closing parties and stuff. And, yeah, those were great shows right there.
Who else was there that night?
Well, actually, they did like 8 shows for like 8 weekends in a row. So they had all the Minneapolis bands that headlined O'Gara. So it was the Johnny Clueless, Mango Jam, Tim Mahoney, GB Layton, Leap 27, Daisy Ed Maisie, probably the Gear Daddies or Martin Zeller, I'm not sure. But a huge list of bands that you'd know all their names.
I saw Tim Mahoney a couple times. Not on purpose, but I saw him.
Yeah. You know, Tim's a good songwriter. He had a good band.
Yep.
Folium's asking you about Hookers and Blow, Steve.
What?
That is one of the greatest names in rock and roll. Yeah, and so if you guys have never seen Hookers and Blow, you got to get out and see them. They did have to change their name because they couldn't do any corporate events because of their name.
Oh.
And so I think their name now is, what is it, the Sunshine Committee?
Bookers and Hoes. No,
yeah, no, there's the Sunshine Committee, and they're made up of some of the best musicians in Minneapolis. They're awesome.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what is, like, do you have any game? I'm not going to try and change the subject too quickly, but we'll segue a little bit.
Let's go ahead.
What is the, like, are there any games on the list that you're looking for now? Like, what are you targeting? You've got this, you said about 60 games now?
Yeah, probably 8 pinball machines, I think, in 52 games. Yeah, and so that's a really tough question. I was thinking about it today, and most people want a tapper. Me and my wife, we decided that we want a root beer tapper.
Oh, nice.
I've passed up many of them over the years, and I've passed up tappers too. Of course, now I wish I wouldn't have, just because, I thought $850 for a tapper was crazy money. I wish I would have bought them.
Outrageous. Outrageous money for a tapper.
I can get games for $50. Why would I get $850? Yeah, so no, I'd like to get a root beer tapper. I don't know. I hate to admit it because I love arcade games. It started with me for arcade games, but I think I'm more on a pinball kick now. And so I have about 5 pinball machines I want to get, and that's just an unfortunate battle too, because you got to get premiums to get the full gameplay. So you're talking $6,500 for used premiums.
So they're all more recent modern games that you want?
Well, I do want a roller games. Have you guys ever played roller games?
Yes, it's really good.
I just saw one of those go up for sale.
Yeah. Well, the problem with roller games is the play fields. If you don't get the diamond play field, the play fields are always roached. But Mark, do you know what roller games is?
I've seen the backlash, but I don't know what the game is.
Yeah, so
is that the one with the girls in the 70s, like in their?
It's roller derby style.
It's roller derby, terrible girl artwork, but the whole play field, it's all 80s logos like Slice and Pop, and
oh god,
it's all 1980s awesomeness, and the game is really fun, and you can get a really nice roller games if you're lucky for $1,600 or $1,800. But yeah, they're just hard to find where the playfields aren't roached.
I could have sworn, didn't CPR do a Roller Games repro?
They maybe did. I don't know.
I could have sworn I saw one of those.
But you know, now you're buying a $1,600 game, and now you got to put a $700 playfield in it.
I recommend not putting new playfields in any of your games, because once you start, it is really freaking hard to stop.
It's terrible. It's so much work. I hate it.
Yeah, but we got a guy up here that a guy up here that does it for a steal.
You know, what's funny is that guy was recommended by Steve Moeerke.
Right. Yeah. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm now on game like 5 that he's done.
We don't want to say his name because he's going to double his price.
No kidding. I've
If you want
3 more to do, then we can talk about them all we want.
Oh man.
He did my Xenon for $500.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got an Evil Knievel for $850 that worked, and by the time I got it restored with a new playfield and everything put together, I bet I got $4,000 in an Evil Knievel.
Yeah, it's a cool pin though. It's fun.
But I mean, can I break even?
No.
But it's beautiful. I'm sure it's gorgeous, right?
There's certain.
Well, it's really good, but it's not perfect because, again, the level of restoration depends on who you work with and how lucky you get.
Yeah, that's true. Well, so here's a question, like, and this comes up, like, so we buy these games, right? And you are one, like, you're good friends with Chris. Chris's restorations are like amazing.
Yeah.
But when we restore games, do we do it because we're trying to increase the value, or are we trying to do one for? I mean, it's like I wrestle with that because I've had Susan ask me a couple of times, "How much money are you going to put into this pinball?" I'm like, it makes me smile when I look at it. Like, it's pretty. Like, I don't, like if I sell it for less, but it's still pretty.
Yeah. I think we're all different. I think we all do it differently and we all feel different about it. And then it's hard to compare pinball machines to arcade games because you can just go silly broke in a pinball machine with mods.
Yeah.
But, an arcade game, it's like, well, it needs new side art. Okay, now to put new side art on it, it needs new laminate. Okay, now I'm going that far. Well, I might as well put a new bottom in it. And it's like, it's just endless within the arcade game. And, like I'm doing a swimmer right now. When this thing's done, what can I sell it for if I ever need to get rid of it? Maybe $1,500. Well, you guys know I got $650 in artwork. I bought the game for $650. And by the time you add it all up, it's a losing battle plus 200 hours of your life.
Yeah.
So it's tough. How deep do you go into them?
It's one of the reasons I don't do a lot of side art, because you can do the control panels, you powder coat them, and you slap them on, they look good. You do the bezel, the marquee, if they need it. And then if you don't do anything else, the game usually looks really good from the front.
Yep.
And the time into it is almost nothing.
Yep.
And every time I dig into one and I start doing like the sides, it's like the money pit.
Right. That's why my EDOT is keeping its sides. That's it. So
yeah. I have 3 games right now. They're all great games. I got Pigskin, Rampage, and Crossbow. And all 3 of the games are missing about a 2-inch front right corner. To fix that corner requires a full restoration or you live with it.
Yep.
Right.
It's so disappointing to know they work, they play, they're there, they're great games, but what do I want to do with them?
They should make Black Bondo.
Yes. Well, my Omega Race has a big chunk out of the right side, and it's that Omega Race is weird because it's like MDF. Everything else is like particle board or plywood or whatever, but Omega Race is weird. It's like made out of paper.
Yeah.
So when that stuff gets chipped off, you can't repair it. It's like you'd have to put wood hardener in there and Bondo and then paint it black.
It's like a Cubert, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had a Cubert, so.
It's like compacted cardboard, and if it gets wet, it grows.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. It's like a sponge.
It's a nightmare.
And there's no T-molding on an Omega Race.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's no T-molding because they're just manufactured sides. They're just weird.
This one's got T-molding.
I'm sorry, what?
Cabaret has T-molding. That's weird.
Yeah, because that's a standard Bally Midway Cabaret cabinet.
I got it.
But
So Steve, Dolly Relford wants to know if you want to trade a swimmer for roller games.
Tough call.
I'm not even done with this. Oh my.
That's funny.
Yeah, see, she's throwing down.
I like that.
That's how real you are.
Tell her to reach back to me in a year. I love trading games. That's the way to do it. Everyone's happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what do you have to trade? Let's talk.
The only thing I got to get rid of right now myself is that Madden football game, and it's beautiful and it's fun and it's great. And the only reason I'm getting rid of this Madden is because I want an NBA Jam NFL Blitz.
Yeah.
When you got limited space, I just want more games in one cabinet than just one game.
Sure.
You were saying before you had too many games, you had a problem. I was wondering if the problem was too many games or not enough space.
Yeah. What is the difference?
Well, okay, so I'm unclear on the number of games you have operating in your home and in your garage.
22 in the garage, probably another 7 or 8 in the house, and then 3 at work.
Okay.
Yeah, and then in storage, which I can plug them in, but they're in storage right now because they don't fit in the house, probably close to 30.
Well, you need to get rid of some of those.
Yeah, and they're all the ones that need a little work.
All right, so I want to talk about 2 games that you have because I think they're highlights of the collection that I like that you have. So it's totally self-indulgent here, but can you talk a little bit about your timber project?
Yeah. Well, I really thought it'd be easy. I mean, of course, I wanted to buy an original real one.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't find one anywhere, and I just refused to buy games for $4,000. So I figured, you know what? I'll try to find a dead one and I'll build one. So
Sure.
I started collecting some parts and just got a few parts. I started getting into it, and I'm like, I am never going to find a cabinet. And it's probably pretty wrong to buy a tapper and convert it into a timber. And so then that's when I met Mark Lukasik, and he makes those reproduction cabinets, which I haven't seen anything but the timber, but the timber it's beautiful. And I got a cabinet with artwork on it for $650.
Wow.
So, I mean, the artwork alone is $650. So I got this beautiful, perfect, real awesome cabinet. And I found all the other parts, which took about 2 years, because once somebody starts reproducing a cabinet that you can't just buy the game, well, guess what? They hear there's 30 cabinets being reproduced, so now there's 30 guys looking for 30 of the same parts you are.
Right.
So it was a real nightmare finding all the parts, and the joysticks were the hardest to find. Now you can find them again. But it took a long time, and I got her up and running. She looks great. I just love the game. And really, I got married in 2013, and for our honeymoon, we decided to go to New York, and we went to, what's it called in New Jersey? Barcade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so never been to New York, never been to New Jersey, never been to Barcade. And we went there for our honeymoon, and we were playing Swimmer and Timber next to each other. So that is why the last 2 games I've searched out and got were a Swimmer and a Timber.
Aww.
Because my wife was like, we need those in the collection.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love your wife. Not as much as you do, but I love her.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
And one day we'll have we'll have the spouses, significant others of show. I think that would be super fun.
I think it'd be great.
Okay. And the other one I was going to ask you about is your mechanical Pong machine, because I know we both saw that at 2DCon 3 years ago. I bought the cheap ass, stools that have Atari embroidered on them.
But they're cool looking.
They're cool.
You can't play Pong on them.
No, you can't. But you went full Monty and bought the Pong table. Can you tell us what that thing is like?
Yeah, that's the first machine I ever bought new.
Okay.
And really excited. It took forever to get. Got it home, took it out of the box, and got her going right away. And it has a built-in Bluetooth speaker, so you can put the tunes on your iPhone and listen to whatever you want while you're playing the game.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just simple little things like that. But guess what? The Bluetooth didn't work.
Oh, no.
So I got a brand new game, and now I'm dealing with this brand new company that's getting stuff from China, and they've never serviced these things. They don't have parts for them. And
Sure.
So it was a little crazy, but they were cool. They helped me out, and they sent me a new board, and I had to take apart my brand new machine and do a board swap inside it. And I was like, are you kidding me? I've just gone through 120 problems in 8 years. I wanted to buy my first new game
and have it just
thing
work.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. But no, the game's a blast. You can sit down at that game anytime, and the computer will kick your ass, and then you'll beat him, and then he'll kick your ass another 10 times. It's so random where you never really get great at it where you just own the computer.
Well, but the nice thing, though, is that if you, and unfortunately now you can't because of COVID, but like right now, is the worst time to have that game. But I love 2-player games.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that, like, when I have my parties, the games that get consumed the most are like Warlords and Atari Football, anything with competition, pinball machines, 4-player,
yes.
Because then there's some rivalry and it's fun,
Yeah. Either competition or even companionship. Like playing Joust with the buddy is so great.
Billy 7 is asking, what do the Pongs cost?
I forget. If you were smart enough to get in on that pre-order, I think you got them for like $1,000 cheaper than everyone else. I feel like I paid, was it 22 something for it? I can't remember. I'm sorry.
That sounds about right.
I feel like the first guys that got in on it got it for like.
Now here's the thing.
$15.
So Can Wonderland has one of the first cocktail ones. And
I haven't seen one of those in person yet.
Yeah, so those run about $6,000.
Holy cow.
Yep, and those have a coin slot, and they're on a pedestal. The coffee table one that you have, which is you can put a glass top on it and make it completely a coffee table.
Yeah.
Actually, it has fold-down covers for the control panels, right?
Right, yes.
So it becomes a coffee table. But
yeah, it's just folded up, and it's like Atari Art Deco.
But that thing retails for about $4,000 now. But you could get it for about. I think you got yours for about $2,500 at the show.
It might have been 20. It might have been 28.
Yeah. So
what's crazy is in the original Kickstarter, they were $900.
Yeah, I should have bought one then. I was.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they are phenomenal. So so everybody knows what Pong is, right? You got 2 paddles, a ball. Very simple game. And Nolan was on the show. We didn't even ask him about it, but seriously, we did, but I was asleep. But the whole point is,
oh man,
the whole point is it's a very simple game. Everybody knows Pong, but the great thing about this game, and I think people don't realize it when you talk about it, it's not just a coffee table version of the game. It's a mechanical version of the game. There's 2 wood paddles and a wood ball.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about it, and it's really cool what they did with it, is that it's not really it's like a mechanical representation of a screen as opposed to being a mechanical version of the game. So like the paddles do move and the ball moves, and I know the physics is what would be on the screen, but there's a part of me that like wants the ball to actually strike the paddle. And I know that's not reasonable, but that piece of it, for some reason when I play it, super cool. I can't get past that point.
But the game mechanics are still there. The physics are still there. So I understand it's not touching the paddle, but you can still push the ball in a direction by hitting it. Yeah,
you can spin it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, it's for all intents and purposes, that is a real Pong game and a mechanical representation.
Yeah. And you know what? When somebody says, "How does this work? Like, what is going on inside this thing?" You take the top off and you see it work. The easiest way to explain it is it's like a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the 2 axes and it's moving and it's mechanical. But when you look at it through the screen, and like Brian's saying, it looks digital, but it's mechanical.
And it's really cool because it's all lit up with colored LEDs. So when you hit that thing and you do the music, and I think you can have the LEDs strobe with the music.
Yeah, you can choose a couple different scenes and a couple different canned sounds.
Yeah.
Or you can play your own tunes to it.
Yeah. I mean, so many of us did not pull the trigger on that, and they're going to go away because they're too expensive. for people to just buy in their houses. And Pong is not like a huge draw. Like if you want to buy Pong, you can go buy an old Pong or Super Pong for $20 on eBay. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. What an upright Pong for $20?
No, I mean the old Pong machine you hooked up to your TV.
Oh, those.
Hook it up to a TV.
I am restoring a Pong.
You can get your Pong fix without having to buy a game. That's what I'm saying. Buy an arcade game.
Yep.
So, I mean, the whole point is that
sorry.
there's a niche market for these. You know, I should have bought one.
The coolest thing about it, too, is like, depending on how your house or garage is laid out, sooner or later you have couches somewhere and you need a table in front of them.
Yep.
Well, what is the arcade table? Well,
Pong.
guess what? This Pong makes a killer table.
Yeah.
Well, and I would really like the cocktail because I want the coin drop, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to pay $5,000-$6,000 for it.
Well, we'll get you down to Mankato and you can hang out around mine and it'll help you with your decision.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna buy the cocktail version so I can one up on Steve.
The thing they did do really right is how the ends fold over and it like forms a table, so it's like a legitimate. I mean, they did a really nice job of that piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. So we started a pinball league down here, and so I host the pinball league every 4 meetings because there's 4 houses or 4 locations. But people show up at the house to play games and they see this table. They just think it's a table. They don't even know they can play it.
Yeah.
You know, it's in a track mode. There's tunes coming out of it, and they're just like, wow, look at this killer table. And I'm like, oh, you want to play it?
And they're like, what?
This is a game?
Yeah. Those are, I mean,
Good job.
the thing I think that is great, and I mean, all collectors in this hobby and everybody in the chat probably agrees. You know, we all have special pieces. We all have special arcade games that are unique. You know, there aren't very many Tapper cocktails for existence in existence. I have one. You know, and the other thing is that I think that Steve and Brian and Mark, when you have games in your house, they better damn well be working. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's something we share in common.
Broken games at home is a bummer.
Yeah, because like, what's the point of even having it around? It's just taking up space. You know. But
I think if most people came down to my house to hang out and see my collection, they'd be like, wow, this guy doesn't restore his games. It's like there's chips and dings and, you know, some of them I've barely even cleaned.
Yeah.
But I've taken them apart. I've redone the boards. I've redone the monitors, the power supplies, and they're all working games. And I prefer games myself to be original. I don't know why, but they're only original once, and I just like original things. Of course, I will restore a game when it's past the point of looking at it in the original condition.
Yeah, I mean, there's your timber in your collection, right? But
yeah, that's the first time I've ever done anything like that.
But you still have, and you and I are on the same page. There's, and I think, you know, Brian and Mark are also, and that is the most important thing if you're going to have an arcade in your house is that the game functions as it was supposed to function when it came off the floor. It doesn't have to be perfect on the outside. In fact, the patina is nice. You get that feeling that it has been loved, and it was in an arcade, you know. So I totally agree with your sentiment there. So speaking of that, speaking of these 2 games that I like out of your collection, let's talk about the top 5 games in your collection that you like.
Holy cow, that's really tough. Wow.
It could be the games lately. So
it could be any games. You just go through in your head. In fact, let's have you rattle off as many games as you can that are in your house right now, so that the chatters know what we're dealing with.
Okay, we're going Battle Zone, Punch Out, Pole Position, Asteroids Deluxe, Neo Geo Goldie, Multi Williams, a Miss Pac-Man that I put an arcade SD in. Just when you got a little space, you got to have a Multi Williams and some sort of vertical something. Qbert, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Tron, Spy Hunter, Play Choice 10 with that multi-card in it, so it has every game.
Nice.
Track and Field, or kind of a rare one with wood grain sides and
cool.
a unique Track and Field. Dragon's Lair, Paperboy, Marble Madness, Tempest, Timber, and then 2 pins in the garage, Batman Forever, and what's it called? Whitewater, Warlords, 4-player cocktail, Nintendo Red Tent, and then a totally, I don't know if I should say this or not, but a hacked Golden Tee, let's leave it at that, with every golf course and everything available.
Oh, God, that is such an awesome machine.
On a 10-foot projector screen, that's just a blast playing mini golf and Golden Tee and bean bags and darts on that 10-foot screen. Yep, and then in the house, I got Transformers, LE, Decepticons, Pinball Machine, Williams Indiana Jones, Evel Knievel, Flash Gordon, Game of Thrones LE, and then a Star Wars Premium, and then a really, really nice Chex Bubble Hockey. And that's what's weird is, like, I try to actually have my collection more fun for when people come to the house than actually myself.
Yeah, I totally
because,
agree
again,
with that.
I love Zaxxon, and Zaxxon's in storage. I love Red Baron's in storage.
Oh.
I love my Stunt Cycle, it's in storage.
Oh.
Yeah, my Circus
You need to build an annex. Like,
yeah.
like Billy 7. Billy 7 has an annex. You gotta do that.
Yeah. So I need to add on. So I do have, another 28 to 30 games in storage. And I love them, but I don't have room for them in the house.
All right, so out of those games you just listed, now that you've had time to refresh a little bit, even if they're in storage, top 5 favorite arcade games, go.
It's so hard. I can't tell you how many times I walk around the arcade in the garage thinking, if I ever downsize, how am I going to get this down to like 10 games only?
That's
what about why don't you switch to your 5 least favorite arcade
Okay,
games?
let's do that.
That I own?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that just made it really hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter either way.
And not in a good way. It just made it real
I don't know if I
flaccid.
could ever sell my Dragon's Lair, because growing up as a kid, that was just mind-melting the first time I stood in front of one and saw that. I don't even have to play it. I can just look at it. Dragon's
Yes,
Lair
but do
probably-
you have a Dragon's Lair lunchbox?
No, but I should. Yeah, so let's see. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like every household should have a pole position. I love driving games. It's a simple game. I love it.
It
I'm
is a
not into the
great
rare
game.
games as keepers. I'm into just what I really love. I love Excite Bike.
We have okay. Sidebar. When we go, so I have a guys' night thing every Monday with some friends of mine. And we haven't been able to do it lately because of this, lockdown and all that shit. But one of our favorite things to do is we have an Excite Bike tournament.
Oh God, I got to get in this.
And so we fire it up. It's in MAME usually because my buddy's got this whole setup.
Are
But
guys
it's
pretty good at it?
We're terrible. I mean, we're good. We're good for people in our 30s and 40s. Me being in my 30s, but But the thing is, there are guys that can do these levels in under a minute or under 30 seconds or 20 seconds or some crazy number like that. But we're all equally matched, so it's fun to pass around the Nintendo controller, the NES controller, and it is one of our absolute favorite things. We were like, hey, should we do some Excite Bike? It's like we just go back to that.
Yeah. You got to have a little Excite Bike tournament at your house when you have an arcade party.
Yeah, but I would totally do that. And I've got the new console room, which, by the way, is looking awesome. I put a couple of theater chairs in there yesterday or 2 days ago, and you guys are going to flip out when you come to the next Adams arcade party. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. We'll do an Excite Bike tournament. It'll be great. But that's one of my all-time favorites. And on the Play Choice 10, it is super fun. I think it would be great if I had one of those machines. I would hold the tournament on that machine. But anyway.
That'd be great.
Anyway, you were saying, and I totally interrupted, and I'm sorry, I derailed you again. But
that's okay, I think I would hold on to my Star Wars. It was such an iconic thing growing up, movies and everything.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to hold on to that. My Return of the Jedi, as much as I love it, I'd probably sell it, but my wife won't let me.
It's interesting because that's another 3D isometric game that I fucking hate. I'm sorry.
Right. I can't play. Zaxxon's easier than Return of the Jedi.
Oh, Return of the Jedi drove me nuts. I ran into a tree like every 2 seconds.
Well, your reverse scroll.
Oh,
I mean, like, and then after you get through everything, you have to go fly backwards in the weird isometric.
yeah.
Oh,
you,
God, is it
you know what?
frustrating?
There's only one game that's worse to play than Return of the Jedi, Congo Bombos Hex, and it's Exterminator.
Sorry, Brian.
Wow.
Not allowed in the house anymore. Put your games outside.
You know, it's funny. He's got all my powder coating, so I should be nicer.
What powder coating? I have a really nice panel for my mousetrap now that's all done.
Oh, that's exquisite.
What was that? Brian posted a picture of a Exidy coin door, the double door, but all one piece. Like, what was that?
That's on my mousetrap.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
So Mark, you and I have the one that's been cut and has the two doors, but he has the actual Exidy printed door. That is rare.
Well, my door, I mean, they're attached.
Yeah. Oh, they are. Mine's
are.
cut. Mine are two doors.
But his is like one weird long thing. I've never seen
and
that.
it says, and it's printed Exidy right on the front.
Have you seen that, Steve? Or you saw that on? I sent out the. If you look in if you look in the Facebook chat, I sent out a thing. For some reason, on my mousetrap, it's got one big door, and right in the middle, the metal. It's not just like painted. The metal's actually stamped Exidy.
That's very cool.
So
that was a prototype, and they pulled the plug on it, or what?
Well, I think they did a lot of that stuff where they're like, okay, it's too expensive to print these doors. Let's just knock them out with coin control stores. And mine has the original stickers for maintenance on the inside of those doors, so I know it came from the factory.
Well, and you know how I figured this out, Adam, is because today when I went to pick up the powder coating, I took 3 doors over.
Yeah.
And one of them was yours, or 2 of them were yours, and one was mine. And I'm like, shit, I gotta go check Mousetrap and make sure I'm giving you back the right doors.
Right.
So I go and look, and I'm like, I don't have this door and the stuff we took to powder coating.
Now, the only question I have is that I sent a door that had the, that, I don't know what it is. What do you call it? It's like a, where you put the coin
connector? Wait.
Yeah, where you put the coin, where you put the coin bucket, right?
Oh, yeah, that, yeah.
It's some of the coin controls board, they have this giant thing on it. So I'm sure it's black now, but it was silver when I sent it, or unpainted.
It's black.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm super excited to get my mousetrap back in order, and I'm touching up the bottom, and I'm putting red T molding on that thing. It's gonna be phenomenal when I'm done. Ooh! And I already LED'd the lights out. The only thing I need to do is update the ROMs, because I have like version 2 ROMs.
Nice. Which one's that one?
Huh?
This is Stripe from the Gremlins.
Oh my God, that is Stripe. Holy crap, that is really good. Where'd you get that? That is amazing.
They got to come out with a Gremlins pinball machine. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Nice.
that would be really cool. Why did and let's Jersey Jack should do it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
They could do it like they did the first Wizard of Oz, where it breaks all the time, kind of like Gremlins.
Oh, that's
Dude,
hot.
I'll give you $200 for your Exidy coin door.
I should post that.
I
should see that.
I'll give you $200 for it.
Mr. Peabody says the looters took your powder coated stuff. I hope not, because I'm at the shop. So if they're here, I might have problems. I did actually put cameras in the shop last night, though, so I can actually hop on and I can look at the whole shop.
What brand of camera?
I just had some cloud cams at home, some Amazon cloud cams. It's just inside the shop.
Right.
So I can actually, we had them at home. We weren't really using them, and we don't live anywhere where, I mean, if the looters get down to where we are, we're in trouble.
It'd be like, yeah.
But here, I'll look at it. Let's see. The front office. No, nobody's been here.
Man. And I'm sorry, but people that charge $15 for a sticker that says Exidy on it, they can go to hell, because you can print those for way cheaper.
Wow.
You know what we need? Exidy bikinis.
Oh yeah, I like that idea. Let's do that. Can you mock those up right now? Let's put them in the store. Let's go.
All right, I'm on it.
You know what's funny is I'm kind of waiting to see if anybody buys the freaking bikini.
I don't think you can right now, actually. But so the funny thing is that's this weird little thing called Printify, and I can now push that stuff to the store super easily. Like it's like just ridiculously simple. We're actually installing a new store. Not to sidetrack it, but that will be available soon, and we'll be able to pop stuff up there very quick. So if people want stuff like that, let me know.
We're way past closing time.
What?
Yeah, it's like 9:20. Let's ask a couple more questions and shut this boat down. Dolly says you can't buy it yet. I tried. Oh, that's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah. Soon, Dolly, soon.
Oh, I can't imagine. I just arcade radio bikinis being worn by actual women. It would be great.
I think you're gonna end up with that if you talk about that anymore. Because
Okay, one last question. Heroes in the arcade collecting hobby.
There we go.
Yes.
Oh, that's tough. Heroes, huh?
Don't say Nolan Bushnell.
Who do you look up to?
Chris Rhodes.
Gosh, yeah. You know, I'm lucky to I just consider Chris a good friend, so it's not that I look up to him, but I do admire his work.
Yeah.
Adam and the Arcade Radio podcast. This is an honor to be on this show. And,
thanks for the lip service.
I don't know that I necessarily look up to anybody, but I do definitely wish I had some of these restoration skills of a lot of the people in the hobby, and even you, Brian, and all the work you're doing. Yeah, I can't really name somebody, but I just love collecting games. I love searching for them. I love meeting new people, and I love getting together with guys and hearing about what they're working on and their collections, and it's just great.
Yeah, you know, I totally agree with you. One of the reasons I love going to the Midwest Gaming Classic and to 2D-Con is not because of necessarily even the programming at the event. No offense to Dan Lucen and the team at 2D-Con, but
2D-Con was canceled as of yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, we kind of figured. But my thing is you know, sharing that space, sharing the camaraderie. And Steve, you and I talked off air about this. You have a party, you're facilitating a social event, and collectors are like we're like the worst when it comes to like playing games. We come over, play like a couple of the games that we really want to play, and then it's all about drinking beer and hanging out and having a great time.
Yeah.
But I think that's what we remember most from the arcades too. Let's just say you had some disposable income for a couple of arcade games. It wasn't that much money.
No, usually your parents said, "Here's 50 cents."
Yeah, here's $2-3, maybe $5 if you're lucky, right?
You had to make it last 2 hours.
Exactly. You know, and then you're like, "Shit, I'm not going to spend this all on games. I'm going to play like 4 games, and I'm going to go buy a Coke and a pizza."
Yep.
Or something.
I tell myself every year when I go to somebody's arcade party or even MGC, I say, "This year I'm going to play every game."
That's cool.
And I still only play 3 games.
Yeah, I know. Every time I go to Grinkers, I keep saying I'm going to do that, and it never happens.
Yeah. Maybe what would be fun to do is, you know, one of these round robins that we do, we could say, okay, here's 5 games from my collection. Which of those games would you play at a party?
Right.
You know?
You almost need a sign-up sheet when people walk in the door and say, you know, hey, there's going to be a prize. Everyone puts in $5 and you got to play every game once, and we're keeping score.
Yeah, and there's some apps out there, I think, now that will support that, right?
Yeah.
Because that'd be really fun. Like Arcade, doesn't Arcade have an app?
Arcade.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the guy in charge of the app for our pinball league, but it's fantastic. It divides us into groups. It keeps track of the scores. It puts you in groups for the next week. It's just awesome.
Yeah, we need something like that for an arcade party. I think it'd be great. I also have this vision of putting up like an LED scrolling sign with who's got the high score on the games in my basement.
Yeah.
So like Tempest, you know, right now freaking Chris Frame has all 3 top scores. Dick, you know. I want to knock him out of the top 3 scores. You know, and it's funny because
you your own game, don't you?
Well, it's I play them until I get the high score, and then when I have a party, I let people take over. But now I have a few games in my basement that I have to beat someone's butt.
Mm-hmm. There's only one game in my basement I have the high score on. That's Adam's Family. Every other game.
Yeah,
and that's a great game.
It is a good game.
It's a lot of fun, but it's hilarious. I am terrible. I am terrible.
Okay,
at these games.
One round robin question for all the arcade collectors in the room, and then we'll wrap up for tonight. And then Steve, stick with us because we're gonna have a little, like we always do with our guests.
Pat on the back.
Yeah.
Do I get to ask everyone one question?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, can I go?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm really embarrassed if you guys have talked about this before or if you're aware of it. But when I was a kid, so your parents, you're a hyperactive kid. You can't sit still. So your parents drop you off at Mount Cato, the local ski hill. So we were lucky that Mount Cato was just right outside of town.
Buck Hill.
So we grew up. You buy a ski pass, and your parents drop you off there, and you just got a free-for-all skiing.
Yeah.
And Mount Cato, you'd go upstairs in the chalet, and they had a row of video games, and it was usually like 12 to 14 games.
Wow.
And so they were operated by CNN Sales, the operator in town. So they might be for a season the same games, or they might change them out. But so we went through all these cool games, but at one time there was a big Nintendo row. And I don't know how, but some older kid taught us this or something, but we learned that we could take a drink straw from the bar, and we could go behind the upper coin door hinge with a drink straw. You go in, your little red straws, you go in about 4 inches, so there's only 2 inches of the straw sticking out, and you wiggle it up and down really fast, and you get credits. Did you guys know you can do this?
No.
Oh.
No, but I'm going to do that right now.
Go over to your Nintendo game with a drink straw. You go behind the hinge, the top right hinge, and you go in about 4 inches, and you go crazy up and down, and you'll just hear it go ding, 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 ding. So we were kids growing up. We had no money. So we'd load it up, all the Nintendo games up with quarters, and then we'd stand there. And then other kids would come up and be like, "Can I play that game?" And we'd be like, "Yeah, you give us a quarter, you can play 2 games."
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we paid for our lunches and our pop.
Wow.
But so I wanted to hear if, is this something that everyone knows in the arcade hobby, or did we know something cool that no one knew about?
I did not know about that.
Go to your Nintendo games. And so Nintendo, somewhere along the lines, I don't know what year it was, but I heard they figured it out, and they put a plate behind the top right hinge.
Okay.
But on the early games, that's how I got so good at Excite Bike and Popeye. Yeah, so you got to try it on your Nintendo games.
That's cool.
I think we drilled a hole through a quarter once, and it did not end well. So,
I can't tell you how cool I felt when I took my bandmates to the CC Club in 1998. We walked in there, and Donkey Kong Jr. was in the CC Club, and we're like, "Wow, we're hanging in the bar where Bob Dylan used to drink beer, and Soul Asylum, and the Replacements." And I'm like, "Yeah, you guys want to play Donkey Kong?" And, "Oh, we don't got any money." I'm like, "Don't worry, I got you." And I walk up to Donkey Kong Jr. and I'm like, "Hey, give me the straw out of your drink." I loaded that sucker up with 99 credits.
Oh my god!
It was a great moment in life.
Oh, that's good times, man. It's good times.
There's my Nintendo credit story.
All right, well,
that's awesome.
We're gonna wrap this show up for tonight. As we often do. So that means we're gonna play a little music and do an outro. Is everybody on the page, by the way?
I'm ready. That's his cue. What page?
Well, the outro page where I say,
I'm buying games.
Thanks for listening in on the double R's. That's Arcade Radio.
Like us at Facebook, Arcade Radio, or check out our semi-regularly updated, aka never updated blog at Arcade Radio. It's RCADERADIO.com.
Oh, that's me. You can call and leave comment.
No,
because you skipped out last week.
Oh yeah,
Let me get this one.
All right.
Call and leave comments and questions on the game line 612-548-GAME. That's 4263 in case you can't spell.
All right.
Do you like us? Become an arcade cadet and show your support by subscribing to our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/Arcade Radio.
Mm-hmm. Or you can subscribe to us on the YouTube channel just by clicking that notification bell and hitting subscribe so you can know when we're on. And all the time know when we're on. So,
I don't
right?
know why that's. Hey, you can also subscribe to our podcast on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play Music, and wherever podcasts are streamed.
Sure. So that's going to be it for the show from the Arcade Radio team. We hope you had a great time, and we'll see you on the next episode of the show.
Check out the new products.
Check out